Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Michael Flecha, and welcome to the recap and the post game of WWE's Fastlane. Tonight was the last pay per view before WrestleMania, and what a night it was. Normally, we don't normally do pre-show fights, but tonight myself and Anthony Florio are going to be running the show. Unfortunately, Michael Bullock will not be with us tonight due to work commitments beyond our control. So let's just dive right in. The first fight of the night was the pre-show fight, and it was Alberto Del Rio going one-on-one with Kalisto for the United States Heavyweight Championship in international rules for the best 2 out of 3 falls, the winner of the bout, and still the United States Heavyweight Champion Kalisto. He won the match 2 falls to 1. Anthony Florio, my friend, you lead off.
All right, thank you very much, Michael Flecha. Hello, friends. Anthony Florio here for our Fastlane recap edition of the Wrestling Forum. Delighted to be here as always. Delighted to have you with us as well. 3.5 to 4 stars is my rating for this fight, Michael Flecha. I mean, this was a fantastic. This is going to go down as one of the greatest pre-show matches that I've ever seen. I told you that all last night when I did that preview show with Michael Bullock. I said that this was going to go down as one of the great kickoff show matches since the concept started almost 4 years ago. And boy, howdy, it was great. I mean, you knew it was going to go the distance. Come on. I mean, what 2 out of 3 falls match doesn't go the distance? I mean, rarely do we see that. But nonetheless, Del Rio winning the first fall. I mean, what I think it was the best execution of his Warrior's Way finishing maneuver that I thought was really good. So that was a very good first fall. And then Kalisto with I should say Kalisto won the first fall. I'm sorry about that. Del Rio with it was a disqualification. First fall was rather meh. Second fall very good with Del Rio with that Warriors Way, like I said, and then Kalisto winning it. The only thing is a roll up. You know how we are about roll up finishes. I don't like roll up finishes. I mean, diva fights tend to traditionally have those, but in this case, in a men's fight, I mean, especially in a match of this magnitude, I was kind of hoping for a more decisive win for Kalisto. I mean, I'm glad he won. I mean, that was great. I mean, I knew he'd win. I mean, because it's obvious that they're giving him a little bit of a push here, and I don't know what's gonna happen now. I mean, who's Kalisto gonna fight at WrestleMania now? I don't know, because I'm pretty sure this feud is over now. Let's hope so. So that's all I can say about that. So it's a solid 3.5 to 4, and I got to rank it up there as one of the greatest kickoff show matches of all time. 16 minutes and 10 seconds overall, exactly the amount of time I thought it would get. I was kind of hoping for a little longer, but that's okay. And this is definitely the best match out of all the matches that they've had. Whether it was on TV or the Royal Rumble, this was far and away the best match of this series, and I'm thinking it's got to be over now. This has to be the blow off here. And $1 million question is, who's Kalisto going to defend that U.S. heavyweight title against at WrestleMania? That's a very good question, Fletch. I don't know.
Most definitely, Anthony. You bring up a very valid point. Who is going to be the next one to fight Kalisto for the United States Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania? This would be the one time where I would be yelling for a ladder match. Now, remember, last year it was over the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship. I think this year's WrestleMania 32 at AT&T Stadium, I can definitely see the U.S. title up for grabs in a ladder match at the biggest pay-per-view of them all. And that's the main question is, how many men are they going to put in that ladder match? Now, Anthony, you did say 7 men were in it in last year's. You got to kind of rope it around, make it worth the while of not only the WWE Universe, but also the IWC. So how are you going to deliver that? Kalisto is without a doubt probably one of the more flashiest guys that you're going to see in a ladder match. He'd be perfect for this fight. Kofi Kingston would be perfect for this fight. I mean, you could start reeling off names right now of guys who would be deserving and worthy enough of a ladder match fight at WrestleMania. I mean, remember, this was the WrestleMania ladder match fight was created back at WrestleMania 10 when Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon, Scott Hall, absolutely tore the roof off Madison Square Garden, and many people called it not only the fight of the night, but as a matter of fact, some people called it the match of the year of 1994 of that year. So, what are we going to get at that WrestleMania? We'll have to wait and see. But I do agree with one thing: this was a great 2 out of 3 fall fight, and I'll even go and say that this was the best 2 out of 3 fall fight I've ever seen in WWE's or WWF history, and it was amazing. I do agree it was 3.5 stars, but I'm not gonna fault them for the clunky finish at the end, though, Anthony. I disagree with that. I thought it had a good gel, a good mode to it. Like you said, I didn't like the first fall, but the second and third fall really made up and made the fight enjoyable to watch. So we're going to leave it at that. We're going to dive right into the main pay-per-view card. And believe it or not, this actually started with Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks versus Tamina and Naomi. And the winners of the bout was Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks, as Sasha got the win. She bank statement on, it was actually a double submission. Sasha Banks put the Tamina in the bank statement. Naomi got caught in the disarmer and a double submission for the victory. And I'm going to say this was definitely a good fight. I'm not going to knock it, but okay. WWE, you got major problems, man, because I was really upset with you guys tonight because of the fact that I don't know what got into WWE tonight, but didn't you notice the WWE network was really laggy, especially in this first fight? I mean, it was glitching I want to say every few seconds. It was very glitchy. So I can't even give you a full rating because I couldn't see the fight. I couldn't see it. So I gotta call this an NA. Very disappointed, and I wish the network would have been more straightened out. And I hope to pray to God that this glitchiness does not happen at WrestleMania. Because if it does, look out. Because not only is the IWC going to be going up in arms, but I know you're going to be going up in arms, Anthony, and I sure as hell is going to be raging beyond belief. So, unfortunately, NA for the first fight. Florio, it's yours.
Yeah, I'm going to have to be right there with you, Fletch. I'm going to have to call NA as well. I mean, yes, Jason Powell was even experiencing the same thing as I'm reading his review right now. He said, I had some serious Wi-Fi and or streaming issues during the opening match, but things seem to be settling down, even if the picture looks like something off of VHS in 1984. Thus, I didn't get a good feel for the opening match, but hopefully things will go smoothly going forward. Those were the words of Jason Powell from his review on that first Diva fight. So we're going to have to, as soon as the replay is already up and running, but as soon as, we're done here, we'll go in and we'll go to the replay, and then maybe we can give a full rating for this fight, maybe tomorrow night on the Wrestling Forum or something like that. Maybe we could do that. But for right now, we're going to have to call this an NA, unfortunately. So can't rate it if you don't see it. So that's how it is. So but hopefully we'll have a rating tomorrow night on the Wrestling Forum. We'll try to watch it back. Hopefully there'll be no glitches. And yes, Michael Flecha, and I also agree with you 100% on the other statement that you made. God forbid if we end up getting the same glitches we had tonight in 6 weeks for WrestleMania 32. Oh, my Lord in heaven. The IWC is going to go off. I know there's going to be a Cerebral Viper rant. There's going to be a Phenom rant. And you better believe there'll be a Ridiculously Over rant. You better believe that. So, WWE, I'll tell you that. I'm going to tell you right now, Dinkelbergs, you've been warned. You've been warned. Let's move on, Fletch.
The next fight of the night was for the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship. Kevin Owens, the new champion, puts the title on the line against Dolph Ziggler, the winner of the bout, and still the WWE Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion, Kevin Owens. Anthony Florio, your thoughts on this match?
Yeah. Just let me get my notes here. I don't have a time of the fall on my end, but I'll tell you what. Another solid match between these two guys. I got to say, from what I'm reading here, it looks like it got about 10 minutes or so. I don't know. I know you read a different review than I do, Fletch. Hopefully you can get a time of the fall, because, I always like to give the time of the fall when I do it, because I think by then we can give a more clear-cut review on this. But
the time of the fall, Anthony, I'm getting is 10 minutes and 15 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm reading here. But it's at the top of this one, and not it usually posted it right next to the result of the fight. But well, I'm going to give it maybe a solid 3 stars for the effort here. I think that's the best I can go. I mean, it kind of felt like a TV quality bout. I mean, this is like something we would see on a Monday Night Raw or a Thursday Night SmackDown or something like that. A good match. So we'll see how that. So that was fine. And of course, Kevin. I mean, I'm not at all surprised Kevin Owens went over. I mean, they obviously wanted to, give him a fresh title defense here. Him and Ziggler have had some great interaction over the last several weeks on TV. They've had some great brawls, some great matches on the TV that's averaged about 3 or more stars, and no exception here. Although I'm very disappointed they didn't get as much time as I would have liked. I was hoping for at least 15 to 20 from these two, but it is what it is. But Dolph Ziggler, I'm gonna tell you right now. I think I've got a clear-cut idea as to what these two guys are going to do for WrestleMania. Dolph Ziggler is very simple. Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Anyone? Hello? Andre the Giant Battle Royal? I think I can definitely see Dolph Ziggler being a part of that. I wouldn't be surprised. Either that, or if they do a multi-man match for the United States Heavyweight Championship, maybe have him in that as well, because he is a former United States Heavyweight Champion too. So it's either a U.S. heavyweight title multi-man match if they go that route, or if not, the most likely scenario for Ziggler, in my opinion, would be most likely the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. As for Kevin Owens, he's going to defend the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship. It's going to be against one of 2 men. I don't know if you saw our preview video last night, Fletch, but of course, the name that's going around the most right now, it is the phenomenal AJ Styles. Based on what we saw at the Royal Rumble when Kevin Owens eliminated AJ Styles from that. But here's another name that I'm going to throw out there, based on a preview column I read on 411 last night. What about Sami Zayn? I mean, that's another name. So, but in my opinion, I think AJ Styles is the more likely candidate to go up against Kevin Owens for the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship. And if that happens, you put Owens and Styles in front of 100,000 plus in Jerry World with that very title on the line. It's going to go down as one of the greatest Intercontinental Heavyweight title bouts of all time. The 2 greatest, the 2 greatest of all time, Fleck. You just mentioned one of them. The ladder match, Razor Ramon, Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 10 in Madison Square Garden. And then, of course, the other, Macho Man Randy Savage and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat at WrestleMania 3 in the Silverdome. So those are far and away the 2 greatest IC title matches of all time. You put Owens and Styles, or Owens against Zayn for that title, it's going to go down as one of the best WrestleMania Intercontinental title matches in a very long time. Because when was the last time we could say an Intercontinental Heavyweight title match at WrestleMania was wow? Oh yeah, that was probably last year, because that ladder match was insane. So the one that Daniel Bryan won, much to my delight. So that's just an idea of how I feel right now. So Ziggler, I think most likely it's the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal for him at Mania. For Owens, an Intercontinental title defense against either the phenomenal AJ Styles or his former best buddy Sami Zayn. So that's how I feel about it. Michael Flecha, your thoughts?
No, I totally agree with what you were saying about the Sami Zayn because of the fact that there's been a lot of rumors that Sami Zayn is going to get called up to the main roster very soon. But a lot of people believe he'll get called up after WrestleMania. So right now it looks like they are definitely on a clear-cut picture to see AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens. Plus, Kevin Owens actually planted the seeds tonight on his Twitter account. I don't have it right now. Hopefully, somebody. I know a lot of the IWC was clamoring over that news, and there's actually another bit of news that just broke literally just minutes ago. But we'll get into that a little bit later on tonight, because that we'll leave it for the end, or I might bring it up tomorrow night on my Mikey's Mindset segment on the wrestling forum. But I mean, this was a very good intercontinental title fight. Again, I'm going to give it a solid 3 stars. I really liked the fight. I thought this was amazing. And we're just going to move on and go to the next fight. And this is, well, I'm going to call it a cool down fight. It was Luke Harper, Eric Rowan, and Braun Strowman versus Kane, Big Show, and Ryback. And the winners of the bout, believe it or not, I'm gonna call this upset. Kane, Big Show, and Ryback. They win it. Um, it was Ryback getting the cell shock on Harper for the 1, 2, 3. I gotta say, this was actually the shocker of the night. I don't think a lot of people going in there honestly thought that that was gonna be the outcome of the match, but he did. I mean, this was the outcome and a great victory to say the very least. And I'm very happy that Kane, Big Show, and Ryback gets the Duke here. But it also makes me wonder, you gave all this momentum to the Wyatts, and now with that loss, did you just hurt them going to WrestleMania? And that's the one thing I think the IWC would be a lot more angrier about, is because of the fact that you kind of buried the Wyatts a little bit here tonight. And, I'm going to give the fight about maybe 1.5 stars. I'm going to be generous with that because it wasn't overly amazing. But the outcome of the fight is what's driving me to give it this 1.5 star rating, because this was very unpredictable. Did anybody actually predict going into this that Kane, Big Show, and Ryback were going to win it? Absolutely not. I'm pretty sure the pundits had the Wyatts winning. I'll bet you, Florio, and Michael Bullock had the Wyatts winning this fight, and we get a shocking outcome here tonight. The Wyatts goes down here at Fastlane. Florio, it's yours.
Was this I have it on my screen share here. Was this the Kevin Owens tweet you were talking about, Flex?
Yes, that's actually the Kevin Owens tweet that I was mentioning. Yes.
All right. I just wanted to be sure on that. So all right, not a problem. I'm glad I got that right. So yeah, no doubt about this. I mean, this most definitely was the shocker of the night here, no question about it. Do you have a time? Do you have a time of the fall here, Fletch? Because I don't see one here on this again. Eventually, that I'll find a time on one of these fights.
I think the official time I got is 7 minutes and 42 seconds.
7 minutes and 42 seconds. Initially, going into this, I thought this was going to be the worst fight of the night. It would have been the worst fight of the night if not for, God forbid, what we're going to get into later on. But about 1.25, 1.5 star, maybe like 1.5 to solid 2. I think that's the best we can give this for this 6-man. I mean, I cannot believe that the Ryback Show and Kane consortium went over. I mean, I thought for sure the Wyatts were going to win. You hit the nail on the head there, Fletch. I thought for sure they were going to take that, but it is what it is. And I think we're looking at some Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, some more Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal competitors here, Fletch. I could easily see all 6 of these guys being in it. unless they have bigger plans. The only one I don't see, of course, is Bray Wyatt, because, I still think we're going to see Bray Wyatt against Brock Lesnar. That's my thought. And or maybe they have something planned for the other members of the Wyatt family. I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see. So I could easily see those guys being in the Andre Battle Royal at WrestleMania. That's just my thought. Remember, Big Show is the defending winner of that. He won that last year at 31. I could definitely see Ryback being in that. I can certainly see Demon Kane being in that as well. No question about it. Unless they have bigger plans for them, like I said. But unless there are bigger plans for any of these guys, I'm not really sure if there are. I can see all 6 of these guys, sans Bray Wyatt, in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, the 3rd annual Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, as part of WrestleMania 32. So, second worst fight of the night, 1.5 to 2 stars. Would have been the worst fight if not for, like I said, what we have coming up later on. And I cannot believe we're going to have to get into that. So, oh boy, was that a mess. So, Michael Flecha, let's just move on.
Actually, I want to make a quick little amendment on that. The time of the fall was actually 9 minutes. 411mania.com is reporting that it was the fall was 9 minutes even. So that's just to give it a little bit of a credence there.
Solid 2 stars.
Okay. And now we're going to dive right into the next fight of the night, was for the WWE Divas title. Charlotte Flair puts the title on the line against Brie Bella, the winner of the bout, and still the WWE Divas champion, Charlotte Flair. She wins the match. She keeps the belt. And the time of the fall, unofficially here, we got is 12 minutes and 30 seconds. This is actually confirmed by 2 sources. So 12 minutes and 30 seconds. I'm going to say it. 2-star fight. I thought this was a very good match. I thought this was very solid. I loved the interaction between both ladies. I loved how Charlotte worked Brie's legs. She was trying to neutralize Brie because Brie was using a lot of Daniel Bryan offense that got the crowd really ramped up in that fight. It was a great match. And when it was all said and done, yes, Charlotte gets the figure 8 and wins the bout. Good match, like I said. 2 stars is my rating for it. Florio, what says you?
What says me? I'll tell you what. I got to be honest with you, Fletch. I think you underscored this bout a little bit, if I'm being honest with you. Yes, I have the same amount of time on my end. There is a time of the fall. Hard to believe that they actually put one. I'm very happy about that. And I got the same exact time you do, 12 and a half minutes, 12 minutes, 30 seconds. That's what I have on my end here. I'm going to give this between 2.5 to 3 stars for me. I mean, an entertaining Divas fight, a very good Divas fight. I mean, I knew this was going to be a good match. I knew it would. Entertaining match with Brie using a lot of her husband, Daniel Bryan's moves and getting several near falls. Now, her moves weren't always crisp, but it was still a fun match. They tried to tell the story on commentary afterward that Brie's bad leg gave out, and that's why Charlotte was able to kick her off. So yeah. I don't think it's going to be the end of the road quite yet for Brie Bella. I mean, there were rumors going around that Brie Bella was, Brie Bella will eventually retire this year. That we know. I don't think it's going to be right away. It could be at Mania. I don't know. Or like Derek said, it could be sometime maybe in the summer or so. Because, she obviously wants to, be with Daniel Bryan, obviously, and start a family with them. So start a family with him, rather. So we wish her all the best in that. I mean, that Diva segment on Raw, I mean, after that segment, I knew this was going to be a very good fight. And I'm not at all surprised that it ended up delivering. So it's a 2.5 to 3 stars. If Brie Bella is at WrestleMania, what will she do? I don't know. We'll see. I know what Charlotte's going to do, though. It's been long rumored, and I think we're going to get it. And I think we finally planted the seeds towards that. I think it's going to be Charlotte defending the Divas Championship in a triple threat match against both Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch at WrestleMania 32. Derek's been, going off on that for a while now. And I'll say it like this. If that is indeed the Diva title match we get at Mania with Charlotte, Becky, and Sasha, Fletch, you should know this. You and I still agree to this day 10 years ago at WrestleMania 22. We were together. We saw it. We saw Mickie James and Trish Stratus deliver the greatest women's match in WrestleMania history. And, you know, we could tell you all stories about how great that fight was, how much fun we had during that. Me being pro Trish and Flecha being pro Mickie. I mean, we had a hell of a lot of fun on that 10 years ago. You better believe that. You put those three, you put Charlotte, you put Sasha, and you put Becky for the Divas Championship, 100,000 plus in Jerry World at WrestleMania. We could be looking at the new greatest women's match in WrestleMania history. I'm just saying. 2.5 to 3 stars, no doubt about this. I think you underscored it quite a bit there, Fletch. But, you know, it is what it is. So just your opinion. So with all that, let's just move on.
Fair enough. The next fight of the night that we had was AJ Styles going one-on-one with Chris Jericho. The winner of the bout was the phenomenal AJ Styles. Anthony Florio, he got it by submission. What says you?
14 minutes and 45 seconds. It was the calf crusher that did it. And what else is there for me to say except I got to say this was the second best fight of the night. Solid 4 stars. This was definitely the best of the matches. I knew it would be. Great match with great drama down the stretch. It was surprising to see Chris Jericho kick out of the Styles Clash. I'm sure there are going to be those in the IWC that are going to freak out about that. But he won the match via submission, and it was a new WWE personality by the name of Kyle Edwards noted on his Twitter that it was the first time in nearly 4 years that Chris Jericho lost a singles match via submission. Very insightful there. He really did a nice job of acting like he was in agony as he sold that calf crusher. We kept waiting for the abrupt cutaway for a possible Jericho attack, but apparently it ends here with Styles taking the best of 3. So here's hoping that we get Styles challenging Kevin Owens for the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship, but we'll have to wait and see on that. I think that's obviously what's going to happen here. Jericho, I really don't know what the plan is for him. Best case scenario for him, probably the Andre Battle Royal. I'm just saying. And of course, AJ Styles, you know what I've been saying pretty much throughout this. Styles against Kevin Owens for the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship, which would go down as one of the greatest IC title matches in WrestleMania history if it goes down. I hope it does. So, second best fight of the night, no question about it. Solid 4 stars. Michael Fletcher, what say you?
I have to agree with you for the most part that this is at least a 3.5 to 3 3/4. I can't go the full 4 here, but I'm gonna say this was an unbelievable match. Definitely top fight of the night, at least in my eyes. It was unbelievable how this played out. Great action all the way around, and it was such a great battle back and forth, to say the very least. And I'm going to say it was one of those things that, it leaves us for the comprehension, and that was what we were waiting for. The rivalry that these two guys have been having lately has been amazing. We were waiting for a good resolution to end it, so that they could move AJ to something bigger and better. And sure enough, I think they delivered and then some. I was really impressed with everything that went down in the fight. No arguments here. Definitely one of the top fights of the night. We're going to move on to the Cutting Edge Peep Show, which is, that's right, Christian, the former 2-time World Heavyweight Champion, and the Rated R Superstar, WWE Hall of Famer Edge, and their guest was The New Day, and it was interrupted by the League of Nations. I mean, okay, I understand a lot of people were upset because of the fact that there was rumors going around that a certain tag team from NXT possibly was going to make their debut tonight, and a lot of people thought this was going to be the moment, and it didn't happen. And they dumped all over this segment. Without a doubt, one of the worst segments of the night. I don't know why they put this on the pay per view. I thought if they were looking for the hijinks, it didn't work for us. Well, at least it didn't work for me. I didn't get it. I didn't like it. Sorry, guys. You let me down here. There's nothing more to say. Florio, go ahead. It's yours.
Terrible. Straight up terrible. That's all I can say. Complete and total waste of time. And what else is there for me to say except there was only the only reason they did this, Fletch, you know why. They had the Edge and Christian show right after the pay-per-view. That was obviously to promote it. That's all there is to say about it. So if you missed the show tonight, don't even bother watching this. Complete waste of time. It was great to see Edge and Christian. That was great. That was wonderful. But campy comedy, both funky hijinks, just exactly as I thought it would be. So just straight up terrible. There's nothing left for me to say here. It does a total waste of time. So I got nothing else to say. Let's just move on.
All right, and I hate to do this to you guys, but it went from bad to worse. We had an impromptu fight on the card that came out of nowhere. We got ambushed with it, and we paid the price. It was R-Truth going one-on-one with Curtis Axel. Of course, the social outcast was out there. The winner of the bout, between 2 minutes and 30 seconds and 3 minutes, it was social outcast member Curtis Axel. He gets the victory. A little miscommunication between R-Truth and Goldust costing the fight. Anthony, I hate to do it to you, man, but the luck of the draw got you on this one. It's yours.
Dud. Absolute dud. Worst fight of the night. There's nothing left to say. I'm done. Fletch, go.
Yeah, no need for any critique or anything like that. It was a dud. It was definitely the worst fight of the night. Total waste of time. We're not gonna waste more time of you great fans. You've been waiting for the main event, and now it's time. The main event for this show tonight for the WWE. Here's the key. The winner of the fight goes to the main event of WrestleMania. The winner of this match gets the golden ticket to fight Triple H for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. It's Brock Lesnar. It's Roman Reigns. It's Dean Ambrose. Triple threat. The winner of the bout, the number one contender, and the man that will fight Triple H at the main event of WrestleMania 32 is Roman Reigns. He wins it. Fight of the night. 4 to 4.5 stars is my rating for this fight. This was unfreaking believable. Great match. The body of work was amazing, and it was definitely a great battle. Now there's conflicting, like I said, there'll always be conflicting numbers on this one. Jason Powell of ProWrestling.net actually gave the fight, or actually officially announced it at 16 minutes and 55 seconds was his time of the fall. To me, this was without a doubt the fight of the night. It was a great battle. They went through, and it was a solid battle. Everybody was going back and forth. It was a great matchup, to say the very least. I had nothing else to say about this match. It was as good as it could have gotten. The body of work of Lesnar, of Roman Reigns, and of Dean Ambrose was great. Now, I know the IWC is going to be really upset because this was predicted. This was expected. We thought this was going to happen. It happened. Roman is fighting Triple H in the main event of WrestleMania. Boring, blah, whatever. I know the IWC is going to dump all over it. If they haven't already, they're dumping right now on it. But the fight was freaking awesome, and it kind of held out of the what the hell type of a mentality, because it was predicted. This was easily one of the more easier calls we could make here. So Roman wins it. Nothing more to say. To me, 4 to 4.5 stars is my rating. Anthony, what says you?
I agree. Fight of the night, 4.25 to 4.5 stars. That's my rating for it. I told you it could have been a fight of the night candidate easily. Michael Bullock had some reservations about that. Obviously, when you have the caliber of Styles and Jericho, I mean, I can certainly not blame him. He said that Styles and Jericho was going to be the fight of the night. But no, I told you this was going to have the potential to be a fight of the night. I said it, and I was right. I mean, a very entertaining main event. There is no doubt about this. I mean, it was an entertaining main event. Easily could have gone longer. Never a dull moment. A lot of Shakespearean drama, some fantastic near falls. I mean, this was smash mouth physical, be a man style fight. And yeah, unfortunately, we got the predictable outcome. I mean, WWE, dangled that little carrot of hope like they always do, after Ambrose lost the Intercontinental title on Monday night in that 5-way. I thought that the door was possibly open for Ambrose to possibly sneak in there and win it, and then have Roman invoke his rematch clause, from losing the title at the Royal Rumble. So, but no, they still went the predictable route. Triple H against Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. The post-match stare down straight out of a press conference with the main eventers posing for the cameramen. We knew we were getting it. Now, I know a lot of people are saying, there was a lot of rumors going around about a possible match for WrestleMania with Brock Lesnar against Bray Wyatt. But now something interesting just came about. How about Brock Lesnar against Dean Ambrose at WrestleMania, one-on-one? How interesting would that be if we get that? So that's something to think about right there. Well, we already have one official match for WrestleMania, Triple H against Roman Reigns for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. That's not a big surprise. Crowd in Cleveland pissed all over it. The IWC's pissing about it right now. You better believe it. And, I did something to commemorate it. I did something to commemorate this the other night. Well, the Mimi gene, as you can expect, has exploded. And that's not a big surprise. Reigns and there's an RVD. It's a lot of Roman Reigns. Well, this is the one that I created. I created this Mimi the other night. It's called It's called Vince McMahon Hypnotize or something like that. Vince McMahon Hypnosis or something like that. You don't want Dean Ambrose or Brock Lesnar. You will cheer and cheer louder than ever for Roman Reigns, especially when he beats my son-in-law at WrestleMania for the WWE Championship. I'm calling it right now. That's exactly what's going to happen. Roman's going to get his main event moment from WrestleMania that many felt maybe he should have gotten last year, but of course he didn't get it because of Seth Rollins. So that's pretty much all I can say about it. So it's 4.25 to 4.5 stars. The action was fantastic. There was Shakespearean drama like I knew there would be. Reigns and Triple H, that's official. Of course, we're going to get the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. I'm also thinking Kevin Owens, AJ Styles, Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship. Something with the U.S. title and Kalisto. Maybe another multi-man ladder match like we had at 31. And something with The Undertaker. We don't know who The Undertaker is going to face. Of course, there was that dirt sheet that came out just a couple of days ago or so that saying that they finally have an opponent for The Undertaker at WrestleMania, and it's someone that's not on the main roster. So let the guessing game begin on that. And initially, I thought maybe Brock Lesnar against Bray Wyatt, but no. I think now, based on what we've seen lately, I think we're going to get Brock Lesnar against Dean Ambrose now. That's just how I feel about it. And that's definitely going to be a true fight of the night right there, no doubt about it. So a lot of scenarios, but that's just my early predictions on the card for WrestleMania 32. So with all that, 4.25 to 4.5 stars, fight of the night, no doubt about it. I told you all it had a chance to be the fight of the night. I believe I had that one. So Flecha, let's just get to our overall review, and I'll be happy to start it off if you'd like.
Yeah, go ahead, man. You go. Overall review of Fastlane.
Exactly as I said it would be. 7 to 7.5 out of 10 is my overall rating here. I mean, we had some glitches, of course, in the early going. Of course, we had that terrible Legend Christian and New Day stuff. I told you that was going to suck. I'm not at all surprised it did. And then on top of that, we ended up getting a dud enhancement fight straight out of Superstars on that. So yeah, bad to worse indeed. A 2-for-1 deal, and not in a good way. Um, and then, like I said, the glitch, you had that Diva tag match, which was fine. And then you had that 6-man match, which was all right, so. But then, of course, the 3 fights of the night, I'm not at all surprised. You had fight of the night, of course, it was Roman Reigns. Of course, it was the main event, despite the predictable outcome. Of course, AJ and Jericho stole the show again. I mean, you knew they would. Second best fight of the night there, and then my third best fight, believe it or not, I got to give it up for the pre-show. The 2 out of 3 falls, Kalisto and Del Rio, and then Ziggler and Owens, another solid IC title fight. Charlotte and Brie Bella, a very good Divas title match, which I still think you underscored on that, Fletch, but I'm just saying. And so 7.5 out of 10. You already know my thoughts on the card of WrestleMania. Reigns and Triple H, that's official. Andre Battle Royal, that's going down. Owens and Styles for the IC title. I can see Ambrose against Lesnar. You can see something with The Undertaker. Somebody not on the main roster. Guessing game can begin on that. Speculate who you want. But the name that's been thrown around the most right now, believe it or not, is Bill Goldberg. Could you imagine if we get Taker and Bill Goldberg at WrestleMania? Oh, boy, would that be something. But that's the name that I've been hearing thrown around right now. So he's the front runner right now, apparently. So we'll see. But then again, maybe it won't be Goldberg. It could be somebody else. You never know. Could be somebody from NXT. You never know. But we'll find out in 6 weeks. And then something with the U.S. title and Kalisto. So that's pretty much all I can say on that. So exactly as I thought it would be. 7 to 7.5 out of 10 is my correct is what I feel the correct rating here. Let down a little bit by the overall show until the main event. It's not that there weren't good matches. It's just that there was nothing on the undercard that left people anxious to see WrestleMania. I mean, I'm always anxious to see WrestleMania. So, but then again, you never know. Triple H and Roman Reigns may not be the true main event of the show, as they may have something else up their sleeve, such as if it is The Undertaker's last match. You never know. So we'll have to wait and see how they decide to go about this. But for right now, it's 7 to 7.5 out of 10. So, Michael Flecha, your overall thoughts, and feel free if you want to give us your early projections for WrestleMania if you'd like.
Well, I'm going to give you my thoughts about the show, and I'm going to disagree with you, Florio. I think this was a 50-50 show for me. I'm only giving this a 5 out of 10. And yeah, I know it's a little harsh, but I really wasn't I was very underwhelmed. Plus, on top of that, with all the glitches and all the problems I was having tonight with the WWE Network, it made it not enjoyable. It made it unwatchable for most of the night, and it just really took away from the experience. Now, could the fights have been the fights be better? Absolutely. But the glitching the whole night was the reason why I'm really pile driving this as a lower score. And I think a lot of the fans are going to be dumping all over it because the outcomes were somewhat predictable. I mean, except for maybe one fight, but it was basically status quo throughout the entire night. Kalisto keeping his belt, Owens keeping his belt, AJ winning, Roman winning. Now he's the number 1 contender. The only shocker of the night that was actually away from the status quo was basically, the 6-man tag where Kane, Big Show, and Ryback got the victory. And then on top of that, we had a very, very lackluster cutting-edge peep show, which kind of was there, no need for that. Then we had that inexplicable crap fest that was R-Truth and Curtis Axel. Why was that on pay-per-view? You easily could have thrown that as a pre-show fight and let Kalisto and Del Rio be your be on the main card. There was a lot of things that went wrong on this show tonight, and that's why I'm slamming it as hard as I did. Derek Ferreira slammed the show as well. He absolutely pile drive this to the ground. Bill McConnell from the 2184 crew called it one of the worst pay-per-views he's seen in a long time. He's like, the only good fight was AJ Styles versus Chris Jericho. So, I mean, at the end of the night, that's the biggest takeaway that we have. But the one thing that will brighten up the day and really get the fans absolutely stirring, and I'm confirming it right literally after we went on the air, the official signing of Shinsuke Nakamura, the king of strong style. He's officially signed with NXT. He's gonna make his debut the weekend of WrestleMania. That's right. I'm confirming it right now for all you great fans out there. It's gonna be Sami Zayn going one-on-one with King of the Strong Style, Shinsuke Nakamura. They are fighting at Dallas, at the TakeOver Dallas event. It has been confirmed and signed. It's a done deal. What's going to happen? Oh my goodness, is all I'm going to say about it. Anthony, I want you to hold your thoughts about it. We're going to get into that a lot more tomorrow night on the Wrestling Forum and then some. So we're going to wrap it up for the night. Tomorrow is the Wrestling Forum. We do have the recap of Monday Night Raw, the fallout from Fastlane, as we are now literally on the path to WrestleMania. Plus, we also got Tony's take. He's got TNA. He's got SmackDown. For me, on the Mikey set, I'm gonna have NXT. Well, I'm gonna have a little bit of NXT, not much. Lucha Underground, there's something about that. I got a lot of of Ring of Honor news because of the fact that for once we got a major twist going into the 14th anniversary show that's coming up this Friday night from Vegas. A major card on that. I'll get into that. Plus, Ring of Honor fans, get ready. They are coming to Rhode Island. I'm going to give you full details about where they're going to be and when it's going to happen. You are not going to believe that the announcement there. Unfortunately, there is no RWA news for this week, so we're going to leave it at that. Thank you so much for watching this. Like the video, leave a comment at the bottom. For Anthony Florio, I'm Michael Flecha. You know the routine there, right? Hug the hand pounds. We are out. Good night. We are going to see you tomorrow night on the Tone 25 at 11 p.m. Eastern, exclusively on YouTube.com. Have a good night, everybody, and we'll see you very soon. Bye-bye for now.